We came to Aling Aling Canyon in Bali, Indonesia with one goal, to push ourselves and to do a canyon that would be truly amazing. Our time there was limited and we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to run any really good canyons while we were there. It was December, deep into the wet season, high water, strong flow. Most operators had shut down Aling Aling this time of year, but as experienced adventurers, we wanted the real thing. That's why we chose Rindu Adventures. Now, their website didn't promise anything, but it did say doing Aling Aling in December was a maybe. And it's exactly why we chose to book with them. Now, we were staying in Ubud, and that meant an early start. At 5:30 in the morning, they picked us up and drove us clear across the island. When we arrived, the team welcomed us. They fed us breakfast, pancakes, and coffee. Then they did something that we appreciated. They tested our skills to see if we had what it takes to run this canyon this time of year. Thankfully, we passed, and we had the green light to get going. We were very excited. Rachel and I jumped in the truck with two guides and we headed towards the canyon entrance. The approach here was super easy. It was about a 7-minute drive up the mountain and then basically only a few minutes before you reach your very first jump. Now, the water was high and the flow was powerful and the guides were really great at their jobs. Early on, we did have one scare of the day. A large tree was lodged vertically on a waterfall and we had to down climb on the tree together. So all four of us were on the tree when suddenly a part of the tree, perhaps some that was underwater, gave way, it broke. I was at the top and so I jumped off and Rachel was in the middle so she gripped on. Now the guides were down lower so it was a bit of a scary moment, but all in all things did settle out and we were incredibly lucky. We just had a few bumps, a sprained wrist, and everyone was okay. So after a quick check, we made a decision to keep going. From there, the canyon did get a little bit more intense, but also more beautiful. The flow was fast, the walls closed in, the water was crystal clear and powerful. As you can see in the footage, it really shows what the canyon looked like this time of year. We even found hot springs coming out of the walls, and that was super cool to check out. Aling Aling takes about 3 to 4 hours to do, depending on your group size and your expertise. There are a lot of waterfalls, a lot of rappels, and a lot of jumps. I think they say there's about 9 rappels total, and then probably 8 to 12 additional jumps. The highest rappel they say is around 130 feet. Aling Aling itself is around 115 feet tall, and our highest jump was 48 feet. Now eventually we reached a spectacular section where another river poured directly into the canyon. Now we took a short break here. The guides actually carried some snacks and water for us, which was really nice. Now during the break, one of the guides pulled out a whistle and blew on it, and suddenly bats exploded out of the canyon walls, hundreds of them. Now these are insect-eating cave bats that live in colonies throughout Bali's limestone canyons like this. They use the overhangs and cracks for shelter, and it was really cool to watch. Moments later, we actually rigged a zip line down the next waterfall, which dropped us straight into the flowing water below the bat colonies. Now, it was really cool, but if you do this canyon, be prepared. There was a lot of guano, and the smell was intense. The bats, they feed on the fruit and the insects, and when that goes through the bat colony above flowing water, you definitely notice it. There's a lot of durian in the area, and so you can imagine digested durian going through a bat doesn't lead to a great smell. As the canyon continued, the flow kept forcing us to adapt and change. At one point, we couldn't actually safely access a planned anchor because of one of the currents, so we did have to reroute. We anchored elsewhere, and as you see in this footage, we actually had to go down this very mossy slope where our guide was standing. All four of us had to stand on that area before we could then jump off into that very strong current and make our way across to the other side.
Alright, we just made it to the main part of Aling Canyon, and now we're just going to go down Aling Waterfall last. The big one.
We reached the main Aling Aling waterfall, and we were able to rappel it. The main falls drops about 115 feet. Thanks to our guide, we did rappel kind of down the side of the main flow, where it was manageable, but still you are getting plenty of water and flow on you if that's what you like. Now standing there, suspended by that much water, it is an unforgettable moment. Just the sound of the falls, the canyon walls, and the feeling of being just completely present with nature. From there, the canyon opened up and transitioned into more of a public access area known for its natural water slides and massive jumps. Now, we did all of them. The slides were very fast, the jumps were big, and the final jump was enormous. I think the last one was around 48 feet. It is optional, and honestly, it's a little brutal. Even with all the gear, it did hurt, so if you're not into big jumps, I'd just say skip this one. Aling Aling Canyon in the wet season is no joke, but with the right guides, the right mindset, and respect for the conditions, it's one of the most intense and beautiful canyoning experiences that we have ever done. So a huge thanks to Rindu Adventures for making it possible and putting safety first without watering down the adventure. We'd highly recommend them if you make your way to Bali, Indonesia. Thanks for watching.